not that I'm boxed in, but a lot of times when people are just kind of, okay, he's a guitarist or they're a bassist, he's a drummer, they're just like kind of one thing. It's easy to turn it into a competition, which I've never cared for. And again, I respect it. But for me, that's not necessarily music.
Things are. Yeah,
well, the good thing is, I don't know how much I want to,
how much you want to unload on just people.
Who
don't know you.
Who don't know me. I mean, I'm a pretty open book, but I think...
You're like, how comfortable are people with the openness that I will display?
I am just straight up, I was having an episode last night.
Oh, no.
Not like a panic attack, but,
okay.
Just a very depressive episode where I think some things came to a head, and I don't think that I would ever go through with anything, but some things I was thinking about were a bit eye opening, and just kind of
made you sad.
I was able to release some tears that had been welling up over the past weeks, and it felt so good.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Yeah, but that's not what this is about.
No, well, I think in some ways it can be, because I feel like that type of stuff can have an impact on the music. I remember for me one night it was very helpful because I did a little set where I did all of my most depressing, super intense songs.
Yeah.
And then right after I was just bawling because it's so intense when you do that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you were right there just being super nice and comforting and dope. And it was so great too. Because I feel like you're just that type of guy who gets it, and you're able to be there for people in those situations because of that.
And always, you can count on me. If you need. Yeah.
I hope same, but
absolutely. I appreciate you, Kevin. You're a wonderful person.
I think you're a wonderful person too.
Thank you. But just kind of, been a rough couple weeks.
Okay.
But we're out here trying our best.
Yeah.
Just to kind of put a cap on all of that, kind of segueing into the music. Recently I've been, I've never really been one to journal or write down my feelings, even though I've always wanted to. Just for some reason I've had an aversion to it, whether it's just laziness or maybe I don't want to put my thoughts to paper, as it were, or to my notes app, whatever. But I think just kind of, that was one of the things I did last night, was just all the things in my head, just kind of write it out and just kind of reflect on actually okay, these are my thoughts. This is real now that I'm looking at it with my, but as far as connecting that to music, I think it's a good starting point for not just lyrics, but having a sort of setting the tone, right? The of whatever, you can write a song in a million different ways.
Right.
And, you could start a song with just lyrics, you could start a song with just chord progressions, but I think kind of having some sense of direction, of course. Sometimes you're just jamming and, it comes from nothing, and that's great. But a lot of times I think we try to sit down and we work on things, and sometimes they don't come, so it's good to have a record of how you felt, I guess is what I'm trying to get at,
So you're saying sometimes the music is the record of how you felt, but sometimes just journaling is a record of how you felt.
And you can look back at that and sort of, be like, oh, well, yeah, that's exactly how I felt, and I kind of want to be able to tap into that at a later date. But anyway, just...
No, that totally makes sense. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I personally rarely write music from a therapeutic point of view, but...
This is pretty new for me, too, actually.
Oh, really?
So,
I was about to say, because, Sitting Armchair, for example, doesn't feel, super therapeutic. It feels just like a dope song. And a lot of those silent movie cinema songs don't feel they're
not very emotional. Yeah.
No. If anything, I would say they're almost, anti-emotional in some ways.
Right, yeah.
Which is cool.
Yes. When it comes to the stuff that I've written in silent movie cinema, I think most of it I've sort of either just kind of been jamming out on my own or with somebody, and it's just like, oh, this is something cool, let's develop this into something more. The lyrics always come last, in those songs. And, I don't like to hit people on the head with messages or anything like that. I just try to write lyrics that aren't super stock or generic, and hopefully people can dissect and take something from what I've written. But yeah, in general, a lot of the times I'm in a good mood when I've written most of my music. I don't look back at like how I felt in certain situations. I mean, sometimes I'll draw from personal experience, but it's not like I'm harnessing anything particular.
Because like one of your songs is about Jack the Ripper, right?
Yeah,
it's like
right. It's like okay, yeah.
It's like that's not your personal experience.
No, and I think it's okay to write stuff that's not necessarily personal. Like I think some people get a little too caught up in just having their music express themselves, and that's great. Like I'm not knocking that.
Totally.
Depending on what your goals are with music, I think everybody has a different perspective on what music should be, and some people are just in it for like the performance aspect, or it's purely just an outlet. I mean, I going back to the performance aspect, I think historically I've just kind of wanted to create strong visuals with my music, not just lyrically but sonically, where everything just comes together and paints a picture.
Yeah.
And I think kind of like that song Sometime After Midnight, the song about Jack the Ripper,
right,
just kind of, again, we're painting this image of Victorian London, and I mean, it's not a super gruesome song or anything like that, but it's more like just like that was the inspiration, but more so just kind of talking about like predatory behavior, I guess, in general, right? Yeah. So, which
is a super interesting concept for a song,
right? Yeah,
in general,
yeah. So.
I love. I don't know if this is right that I love this, but I love like really like songs either about like predatory behavior or about like that kind of thing where it's like, oh, I shouldn't love you, but I do, and I'm sorry I keep seducing you. Like I'm so I'm so terrible for playing with your heart. Like I think those are so weird and fun. I love those types of songs.
Yeah, and of course not like I'm absolutely condoning that behavior at all.
No, it's not good behavior. It's fun to write songs about it.
It's interesting because you don't hear people talking about that sort of thing all the time, right? But it's just it's something that's real. It's life, and sometimes we're just kind of observers. So I think, you can just, I don't know. For me, it just like, again, I wrote the song first and it felt like that was kind of like the vibe. I don't know.
Oh, you mean you wrote like the music for it?
Yes, the music came first, and then I just kind of put some lyrics over it. And yeah, there's the line, in the chorus, "You're too lonely for me. You're too lonely up in that tree." And it just kind of like the cat in the tree sort of metaphor there. But yeah, something to be aware of, right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, and I think it's fascinating too. I think it makes for good stories,
Yeah. And I've always kind of had I've always kind of been into writing ever since I was a kid. Not that I've ever written like a novel or even short stories to, have them published or anything. But it's always something I've kind of wanted to do, and just create, fiction, right? I think that's kind of what all of that boils down to, is just create a story, visuals, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I love that. And I think a lot of people I talk to, they're very into I'm real, like, oh, this is the stuff that I'm doing is real, and it's autobiographical.
Yeah.
And I really like that you don't, in general, do that. I think it'd be interesting if you did that, but, I think it's fun. I think it's easier to write a lot if you're not autobiographical.
Yes. Yeah. You can pull from everything instead of your own life. I lost what I was going to say, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think it's very cool. Yeah. Yeah, I like your writing. I think it's really fun and interesting. Yeah, I like playing, but because I only played like one show for Silent Movie Cinema as like the keyboard based.
Yeah, that was.
But it was
really,
very fun. I love doing it. It was.
That was very interesting, and it was a good experience. And I've kind of kicked around the idea of incorporating a third person in the band.
Oh, I'm always. I couldn't play anything else basically to your standards of.
No, well,
quality.
it's not about that. It's more or less just for live performances, at least, just filling out the sounds. You know?
Although I do love the two of you is really cool.
And right now I'm playing with this sort of dual amp setup where it's not necessarily splitting the entire signal of the guitar into a bass and a guitar amp. I have this it's an external pickup called a submarine pickup.
Okay.
And you don't screw it in or anything. You just attach it to the guitar under the strings. And this little pickup has switches for each individual pull piece.
Oh.
So, like, if I only wanted, like, the lowest two strings and then the highest strings, that's all you're going to get from the pickup. And basically what I'm doing is I'm sending that pickup into the bass amp.
Right.
So because I play an instrument that's tuned an octave lower than your standard guitar, it's already got that bass signal. But then, when it comes to all my effects and my distortion and all that, I'm sending that into the guitar amp so it sounds more like a guitar. So right now I have this setup where I am getting some of that low end in my playing. And it's really interesting. We haven't, obviously we haven't had a chance to do it live yet, but very much looking forward to using this new setup in performances.
I'm looking forward to it too. Yeah. Just because I come as a fan because I think my first interaction with you and Joe was watching you guys play a silent movie cinema and just being like, whoa, this is amazing. And I was not supposed to stop and watch because I was with other friends and they wanted to keep going. And I was like, these guys are so good. Can you give me like 20 minutes to just absorb this music?
I really appreciate that. I think that says a lot. I mean, it makes me feel good, right? Like, I think you have a very high quality or high standard of quality, right? So, I think that you would want to just take the time because there's so much music out there, and it's especially in this town, it's easy to kind of just like, kind of tune things out, right? Not necessarily ignore things, but just like, okay, but if something really catches your attention, it's just like, oh, like, wait a minute. This is a combination of things I haven't experienced yet.
Yeah.
So, or it's just like, oh, there's only two people on stage, but it just,
it feels so big and powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, and also just you guys both have so much raw talent. I mean, Joe being one of the best drummers in town, if not the best drummer in town, and you being one of the best, if not the best guitarist in town. So it's just like, it's such intense levels of talent that it combines in such a cool way.
I don't condone that statement.
I know you don't, but it was.
But I do. Sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was just gonna say I was actually talking with Eric recently, and Eric's also Scoundrel the Sage. Eric, which Eric I'm talking about, played with Switterbeat for the bass.
Oh yes.
Eric. I don't remember his last name. It's something cool and Hispanic. But we were talking about guitarists, and we were like, oh yeah, like the Plato ideal perfection of guitar is what Richard does.
Oh
it's
god,
just like
no!
The pure technical ability.
Dude, I'm so sloppy sometimes, and it's just embarrassing. Like, okay, I think I just play it off well. Maybe people just don't realize it.
It's impossible to tell when you're not. Your sloppiness, how to cover up.
Yeah, right. It's just like, very tasteful jazz lick you did there. It's like, ooh, that note was not in key, but you know what? The way he went back into it, it worked.
Yeah.
But, I think one of the other things is I know I'm at a level that a lot of people aren't.
Right.
I don't, and I know it's hard to say something like that without sounding like I have an ego, but at the same time.
It's true, though.
At the same time, if I say things like I'm not that good, I think that puts other people down.
It does.
So, yeah, I will just accept the compliment. And you know what? Even so, yeah. I
think that's actually really important because I hate it. Like, I had to tell my brother this recently because he lost a bunch of weight and he's looking like really good, ripped and all that jazz, right? And he still was making fat jokes about himself. And I was like, listen, Ryan, you can't do that. You are in too good of shape to make fat jokes about yourself. People who are actually fat are going to feel terrible about themselves.
Yeah,
around
if
you.
he thinks, if that's his vision of himself, then like, what am I?
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
So yeah, that's kind of something that kind of was, brought to my attention not too long ago, and I think it's important to acknowledge, our talents and skills and not downplay them. Again, there's a fine line between being like, oh, I'm the fucking shit, and then, it's like, I'm terrible. I'm a terrible guitar player when I'm very clearly not.
Right. You're very clearly a very talented guitar player
and
who plays all the time.
And maybe it's the other thing that I don't really see, like, okay, yeah, I'm a guitarist. I'm a pretty proficient guitar player, but I more or less want to be seen as a songwriter,
And you're a very good songwriter.
Thank you. And I don't know. I feel like, not that I'm boxed in, but a lot of times when people are just kind of, okay, he's a guitarist, or they're a bassist, he's a drummer, they're just like kind of one thing. It's easy to turn it into a competition, which I've never cared for in music.
Same.
It's like there are very many, super talented, skilled people out there here and out there in the world, and I respect them, but I think I don't know. To me, sometimes it stops being music and just like, okay, look at how I pushing their own limits, which is admirable, right? Like, oh my God, like the fact that you can do this is crazy impressive. And again, I respect it, but for me, that's not necessarily music.
Yeah, like looking at, and sometimes there's still like a high degree of creativity to it too, which is really cool. So you'll have someone like Tim Henson who is incredibly proficient.
Yes.
But also sound awesome.
Yes. I mean, he's still very musical, I think. But yeah, that's kind of going into that direction of like, that's, I don't know. Less is more, in my opinion.
Yeah, and some of that is technicalities for technicality's sake in Polyphia, which it still sounds awesome. So like, no knock on.
And there's a market for that, of course, right? So tons of people love that.
As they should,
but
it's great music.
Just not my thing.
Right.
Yeah. So
even though you are like very technically proficient,
right? It's just like
it's not what that doesn't always get incorporated into the music because it's not what the song calls for.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess an example is like when I was a kid, a teenager, sweep picking was kind of like the crazy thing, for guitar players to kind of master. Nowadays, it's all like tippy taps and all that. And I mean, people probably still do sweep picking, but for me, it's just like this isn't something I'm one to throw in my portfolio, in my repertoire. It's like I'm not really going to use this in my music. I mean, who knows? Maybe one day I'll just throw a little, and then that's kind of like okay, but. Yeah, I just haven't. I wouldn't, maybe my music is technical, but I wouldn't ever call it flashy, No,
I don't think it's flashy. I think it's catchy, which is the biggest compliment I think you can get as a musician is making something catchy and interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think a good example of intricate, and still very tasteful is the song Neon by John Mayer.
Great example.
People struggle to learn that song, but again, it's not, I wouldn't say it's flashy, but it's very technical and super hard to play. I've never taken a crack at it, but just I see all these, reels, TikToks of people making attempts and then like dissecting this song. And I think that's kind of sort of the same approach I take when it comes to playing technical.
Yeah. Neon's an interesting song too, because the recorded version of it is less technical than what he does live.
Live, right.
Because he plays it acoustic live.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly complicated. Whereas what he's doing on the recording is it's like 2 or 3 guitars doing the
layered
parts.
Right? But like and that's another thing is like because when I started playing an SMC, it's changed over the years, but it started as a 3-piece, and I was the only guitar player, so I always tried to fill in, basically I always tried to play like I was 2 guitar players.
Yeah,
with these big chords and all that. But yeah, kind of more like, okay, in the recording, it's multiple guitars, and then when he does it live, it's, yeah. So filling in that space is very important, and that kind of goes back to like, oh, I have this rig where, one signal's going into a bass amp, and the other's a guitar amp, so. But yeah, just kind of to bridge those points together.
Yeah. Yeah, which is all part of making just the best experience you can for other people.
Right, yeah. Live is super important, and, I don't hear as much of it nowadays, but, like, I think people used to really be like, oh, well, he doesn't sound like the recording, or he doesn't sound like this or that. And I've always tried to, I want to replicate as much of the recording as possible.
Oh,
live,
okay.
So
you fall into that camp.
I do, just because that's what people know. And, like, it's okay to kind of stray from that a little bit sometimes, but I think sometimes certain artists, like, they do one thing on the record and then it sounds completely different live. And, like, that's not, people don't have the connection to what they're doing live. So that's just kind of my opinion on that, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe a little boomery of me.
No, I don't know that it is boomery. I think a lot of people, I think there's differing opinions on that. Because, like, I definitely fall into the camp of make it a completely different experience every single time that someone comes to see.
Yeah.
Which is what we do with Jack with me and Harley.
Right, yeah. And that's kind of like those, I feel like jam bands is a derogatory term, but
no, but
like
jazz influenced
Ween
bands.
or like
Big Fish.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of it's more about the experience of being there live as opposed to trying to replicate. Because I think people that are into that kind of music, they know what they're getting themselves into, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. If you go to a Grateful Dead or Dead and Company show, you are expecting something completely different than what you've ever experienced before going to a Dead show. Yeah. Like, you want it to be different.
Right.
Which is part of the appeal. Whereas, like, someone going to, like, a Death Cab for Cutie show as a band that sounds almost exactly like their records live, you want them to sound almost exactly like their records
exactly.
live.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, no. Go on.
I didn't have anything.
Okay, great. I was going to say, I went to a show recently where it was a K-pop show, and they had a full band there, and I was like, no. Like, the instrumentation and the production is what I like about your group. You having a band doesn't completely ruin that, but it really downgrades it.
I see. Okay.
And people who like them are like, oh, but I love having the band there. I'm like, no, just have dancers. Just have the dancers, the track, the vocals. That's all I want.
Right, yeah. Because, I mean, exactly, right? Like, you went in with a certain set of expectations for this sort of thing, and it was like, oh, okay, well, that's not what I was hoping to hear tonight, but
exactly.
Yeah.
And I was also expecting other things because I'd gone to other K-pop shows that have a different flavor to them, and so when I saw that, I was like, oh, dang, like, why do you guys do it this way?
Yeah. Well, why didn't you just, I mean, like, if you want to have a full band, then just, I don't know, make a side project and have songs that have a full band.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which is, yeah. But I think it'd be interesting occasionally to do, like, a band version of stuff, like you did with me when we did that show with Joe.
Yeah, where you played keyboards.
And I played keys.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, but, like, even before, because first I started that show, and I played keys, you played bass, and then Joe played drums, and it was just doing, like, my songs in that style, which is not how they're written.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's not how those songs are. They're the drums are electronic. That's, like, the real difference.
Yes.
Which I love.
But like you were saying, it's like, oh, I want to give people a different experience every time. Right. So it's kind of like, what's kind of the, I'm blanking on the word, but, like, your presentation, it's like, okay, this is how you present yourself, I think depends on, anyway, I don't know. I'm rambling.
No, I think you're right, though. Like,
maybe, I don't know.
you want the expectations to be fulfilled.
Yeah, right.
Or exceeded.
Yes. Yeah.
Not
whatever.
You don't want to let people down.
Yes. So as long as the artist sets those expectations, early on, and people are aware of what to expect at a show. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, and again, with the K-pop thing, though, I mean, yeah, that sort of falls into that genre, and it's like, oh, okay, well, not what I was expecting. And it's like, because people pay money, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
This was a big show. This was not T-Mobile. This was freaking stadium.
And it's like, I think if people are paying money, then, like, there is a standard. There is an expectation that you have to meet. Right?
Yes.
And, that's kind of where it's like, well, how much liberty can I take with my art?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And
yeah. How much liberty can you take within genre? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you're in a genre and these are acceptable behaviors in a genre and you go significantly outside of that,
yeah,
the community's not going to be pumped about it.
Unless you had established yourself as something that's on the fringe of that genre. But then again, it's like,
yeah, and this group specifically has, because I'll just say it, even though I'll probably, if anyone from their fandom hears this, they'll get pissed at me. But it was Blackpink.
Oh, okay.
Who I love Blackpink.
Yeah,
I think they're great, but. Yeah, they do try to establish themselves as fringe, doing their own thing,
unique,
type of things in within K-pop. But still, like, there's certain standards that just work better.
So is it the whole set they did with a live band? Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like their style is more of heavier mix of EDM within K-pop.
Yeah.
Right? And so
more so, just like, okay, why don't just have a DJ or something?
100%.
Yeah.
Like, their producer's probably making way too much money doing other things to come with them live because he's one of the highest paid producers in the world. Like, he's a big deal.
Yeah.
He's the reason, a good chunk of the reason that their music is so big. So you can't tour him, but tour someone and maybe do some remixes of it, do some like live DJing, like EDM stuff with it.
Yeah.
But a band just felt stupid.
Wrong.
Yeah, it felt inappropriate given the context.
Yeah.
I just wanted dancers, and I wanted them to talk forever in between sets because that's another thing that's common in K-pop. And they didn't do that. They just song, full band, and they tried to take after
kind
more
of phoned
pop.
in a little.
It just felt like it was more American pop.
Yeah.
Which I didn't come to see Taylor Swift. I came to see Blackpink.
Yeah.
Two different experiences. No disrespect for Taylor Swift either. But
absolutely not. I like Taylor Swift.
I do too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure we both are on record saying
No.
it.
She is a good songwriter.
Yes.
I think she's excellent. I think
amazing performer. I mean,
I haven't seen her perform live.
Well, just videos that I've watched.
Oh yeah,
but
videos.
Like,
she looks great.
What she does, like in her performances, is just like, and for several hours, mind you. It's just,
yes.
And I'm just like, holy moly! Like, the endurance that woman has.
Oh yeah.
So kudos to her.
Yeah, there's a reason people get in touring shape.
Yeah.
You see, like, people, like, beginning of the tour, and they have, like, a little bit of flub on them, and then by the end of the tour, they're just, like, ripped.
Yeah.
Because touring will do that to you if you're...
Not that I'll ever know, but...
Oh, I'm sure you will. Nah. Oh, my
Well,
goodness.
that's the other thing is, as I've gotten older, is, like, I don't know if it's just kind of, like, acceptance or, like... Oops. Or just, like, I've changed... perspective or whatever, but it's like fame kind of sounds exhausting.
But if you got if someone wanted to contract you for $200,000 to play guitar for them on a tour, like if it was like the Killers or something.
Well, that's the other thing that I've kind of been more intrigued about is being kind of like a hired gun. And I'm like, those dudes have it made. Like, they don't get recognized out on the street and they make money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe that's where it's at.
Like Ted Sablé does local Vegas artist shows and then he goes and plays with the Killers.
Yeah. Like, that's, yeah. I mean, if anything, that's probably what I aspire to these days.
I think you'd be great for that.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Because you have a high technical ability, so I feel like it'd work in those contexts.
Yeah. Brandon Flowers, if you're listening... I don't know.
And Ted can't make a tour. Okay, I'm actually curious. What type of music? Because you have you're doing the new cover band for Aughts stuff. Is that the type of music you grew up listening to, or that you first got into? Like, what was playing in the home before you made choices, and then what played once you made choices?
So, looking back at a lot of the stuff I listened to, middle school, high school, I get embarrassed.
Okay. I want to hear about it. And
it's mostly because it was a lot of... So, a good chunk of it was, 80s metal.
Okay. That makes sense.
Metallica, Megadeth. That's not what I'm talking about being embarrassed. Some of that I got into because of my mom, and even a little bit of my dad. Like, Judas Priest in particular, I got into because of my dad. But there was a lot of... I was a victim of the radio, essentially.
Okay.
And the people I hung out with were also victims of the radio to a certain extent.
Are we talking about butt rock, or what are we talking about?
We're talking about butt rock.
I love butt rock.
We're talking about 3 Days Grace. We're talking about Five Finger Death Punch.
Creed.
We're talking about Creed. We're talking about all those guys, and to me, I think it was just like, oh well, it reminded me of like Metallica, right? It had influence of Metallica to a certain degree, and I think that's kind of what drew me to it. But then, kind of when I started going to college and stuff, and I worked at this one place. It was a video store. It doesn't exist anymore, but it was called Buybacks. And I had a bunch of coworkers, and so we would always play Pandora in the store, and that's kind of was my first exposure to like indie rock and like synth pop, and initially I was like, what is this hipster bullshit?
Yeah.
And the more I was basically so I went from being a victim of radio rock to a victim of my coworkers' musical tastes. But
and now I feel like you almost like personify indie rock to some extent.
Yeah, and it's crazy, right? Because like I think for me, just kind of like from a more there's no way to say for me to say this without sounding kind of pretentious. It's just a little more intellectual.
Yeah, oh no, it is.
But more introspective. It's more personal. It's more mature than the stuff I was listening to. Because a lot of the stuff that gets played on the radio, I think emotionally is very immature. It's a lot of like whiny, why did my girlfriend leave and I hate her, and not all of it, but like a lot of it just kind of looking back at it, it's cringe, right? And
there's some cringe to it. I think some of it's sincerely great. Like I think Creed's and like
we'll give Creed a pass.
Pearl Jam are sincerely great.
Well, I don't consider Pearl Jam butt rock.
Really, they have
don't.
the same sound.
Well, I think
they're more sophisticated.
That first album they put out was definitely of its time, but I think as the records went on, they started incorporating more of a alternative, like folk type of vibe. There's a lot more acoustic guitars.
Yeah.
And I mean, like songs like Daughter, Elderly Woman Behind the Counter in a Small Town, songs like that really stand out. And Eddie Vedder has such an emotional, expressive voice. And his lyrics are also way more mature than some of these other bands.
Than like Scott Stapp's?
I think so.
I think Scott Stapp's are more unhinged, for sure.
Maybe. But that's kind of, I think, talking to my point of like, I don't know. I think Scott Stapp is definitely a way better lyricist than those other bands I was talking about.
Right, than like 3 Days Grace or something.
Yeah. Mark Tremonti is fantastic guitar player. I mean, I learned how to play One Last Breath when I was like 17, 18, and I never forgot how to play it. To this day, I still play it as like a warm-up or, just kind of... It's such a good, amazing guitar part. So yeah. So,
I think the whole song is just a really good song, too.
Yeah.
Really well written.
I think Creed is very good at creating these soundscapes as well.
Totally.
Painting a picture. But yeah, again, that was kind of the stuff I was listening to growing up. And actually, the first band that I really got into that, struck a chord with me, pun intended, was Linkin Park.
Interesting. I love the pun as well.
Yes, and it was kind of Linkin Park that set the stage, also pun intended, for what I turned into musically throughout the years. My first concert ever was Linkin Park back on the Minutes to Midnight tour.
Really?
Yeah, fantastic. Such a good performance, and it was, my mom took me, right? I was like 12, 13 years old.
Huh. Why haven't you incorporated rap into any of your projects in a big way?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I was never like really big into hip hop or rap music growing up. And it was kind of like one of those, like, I do like Mike Shinoda's, deliveries. I think he also has some interesting lyrics. It's stuff, I think, because growing up, rap music, I always perceived as just being very, like, sexist and very, what's the other word? Focused on money, very, what you know what
I know what you're saying.
Very materialistic.
I am chuckling to myself, not because of that, but because when you were saying, I considered rap music to be very, and you were just like waiting for a second, and my brain went to grandma music because my grandma listens to a lot of hip hop. So I was like, yeah, it's like very like grandma music. And I was like, oh wait, no, you were going in a different direction.
But like also it wasn't my place, I think. I don't know. Like I think nowadays it's a lot more acceptable for people of all walks of life to do rap music, right? But it just kind of seemed like I didn't want to feel like a poser.
Okay.
But
I
in
could see you implementing like a rapper and doing something more Linkin Parky though.
Well, sure, yeah. I don't know if that's anything I'd necessarily want. Well, now that you say this,
Now that you say it, you're like, oh, that could actually be kind of cool.
well, no, actually, excuse me. When I was 16, me, a buddy, and this other guy who I was friends with at the time, we started this group called 3-Man House Party, and it was a rap rock group. I played guitar, and there was rap
And there's
lyrics. It was actually rap music. It wasn't like Linkin Park
this was like actual rap music
with guitar. Yeah.
Great.
It was like straight up like rap metal. Not like new metal, like just
rap metal.
yes.
Yeah.
And we never really put much out, but just I remembered that just now, that it was something that I absolutely would have it's something I did. Yeah.
Yeah, not only something you thought about doing, something you actively participated in.
Right.
Made happen.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to see if I can find that song, and I'll send it to you. There's a
Please
video
do.
of us doing it acoustically in my garage.
I love this.
Yeah. The song's called How I Shine. Maybe if my buddy Darius is listening, who I'm still friends with to this day, he plays bass in that cover band we were just talking about, the Aughts.
Oh, in Aughts?
Yes.
Oh, no way. That's fun.
Yes. I've known him since I was 13.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I do not play with anyone I've known since I was 13.
And he's not the only friend I've had since, but...
Well, I still do stuff with Cody occasionally, and Cody I've known a really long time.
But yeah, Darius, if you're listening, I'm about to plug that group, so I apologize in advance. It's already been plugged, but yeah.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I want to check it out.
So,
sounds weird.
it's something that I have explored now that I think about it. Yeah.
And then just decided it wasn't for you.
Yeah. Well, I think we finished high school, and then
Went different ways.
Everyone went different ways, and so.
Wow.
But yeah, I have definitely talked to him about like, hey, let's do that song again at some point.
I would love for you guys to do three-man house parties.
3-Man House Party.
3-man house party.
Yeah, there you might find a video or song
like
or
a
two.
Reunion. Who else was in it? Who was the other member?
So his government name is Jerry, but he went by Chemical Limoes.
He was the rapper?
Yes.
Okay, and then your buddy played drums or played...
He played bass. We didn't have a drummer.
Oh, you didn't have a drummer
We
in
didn't
a rap
have a drummer.
group.
Yeah,
I love that.
We just Darius programmed the drums, I think.
Okay, cool.
So
weird.
Yeah, whatever. We were kids. We didn't didn't know
I
people.
really like
I don't
this.
know. Yeah.
I love it. I want this.
Yeah.
I want it to happen. I want programmed drums with guitar and bass on top of it.
Yeah.
And
Who knows?
rap.
Maybe he was using some kind of 808 type thing.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That's sick.
More on that at a later time and date.
Yes, please.
But-
I love it.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then from Linkin Park, I kind of gravitated towards Metallica.
Okay.
And that's kind of when Guitar Hero came into my life. And, that opened up the floodgates. And that's how I, started playing guitar.
So you didn't play guitar before playing Guitar Hero?
No, yeah.
crazy.
I had no interest. In fact, before Linkin Park, shortly, I had a little Black Eyed Peas phase before even Linkin Park.
I love Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
They're so
Monkey
good.
Business was like, I was definitely into that.
I think people, don't remember that Black Eyed Peas was legitimately incredible.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Their stuff was sick. Yeah.
It was so good.
They deserve a comeback.
I agree. But yeah, Will.i.am, fantastic. And
Great producer, great rapper.
oh my God, yeah, Will.i.am is I think he's underrated these days. Yeah.
You know what? I actually 100% agree with you. I
Yeah.
think the one person they don't need to get back is Fergie because she's just not good.
Maybe replace Fergie. I do
Replace
like the
Fergie.
female element of Black Eyed
I do
Peas.
too.
Yeah.
I think they should have a woman, just not have it be Fergie.
Yeah.
Have it be, just some other even up and coming woman or someone who's just
I don't
really
know. What's
good.
Kelly Rowland doing these days?
Yeah, or who else would be good? I feel like Tate McRae has the same energy that Fergie did back in the day.
Where's she from?
I don't know where Tate McRae's from.
Oh, okay. Like what is group or she?
No,
like
she's
solo?
just Tate McRae.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Then I'm
that's
just
just
not
her
familiar.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else is would fit? There's a lot of women who I
Kesha?
think Kesha. Kesha would actually fit really well.
Yeah.
I like that. I like Kesha
Yeah.
in Black Eyed Peas. I don't know if Kesha's got. I mean, Fergie obviously doesn't have the chops for Fergie's music, but I don't think Kesha necessarily has the chops for that. What happened to Fergie's vocals? They're just so messed up now.
I haven't seen any of her live performances.
Oh, I've got to
recently,
show you after
Oh,
this. It
Jesus.
is.
Yeah.
Whew, it's not it. I love it. I love how much it's not it.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I hadn't played, an instrument, and as a kid, I remember being 10 years old and being in class and somebody talking about Green Day and me just dismissing it and just like I don't listen to music. Like as a kid, I was like not even like I was anti-music, but I remember being really into like the Star Wars soundtracks.
I love the Star Wars soundtracks.
They're so good, yeah. But like I wasn't into pop music, like the general pop music.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting to look back at that. As a child, I wasn't musical at all. Nobody in my family plays instruments.
Mine neither.
Yeah,
I am the sole musician.
Yeah, and like I have uncles by marriage that were kind of guitar players, but I didn't even really know this until I started playing guitar.
Right.
But yeah, anyway, Guitar Hero, game changer. I would have never picked up a real guitar had it not been for Guitar Hero. And,
crazy.
Yeah, and I had a friend who just brought it over one day for the PS2, and I was like, wait a minute, like, hold on, like, there's something here, like, this is fun, this is a good time. And then Rock Band came out, and so much good music,
totally.
all the songs, like, Harmonix, Neversoft, all those guys that published those games, like, they hit it out of the park with the soundtracks. And of course, I was like, I'm pretty good at Guitar Hero. I want to try my hand at the actual thing.
Totally.
My first guitar was like this Silvertone package beginner. It came with a little amp type thing. I still have that guitar, actually.
So you started on electric then?
Yeah, I did start on electric.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I had been told that was not the way to do it, but I did it anyway.
Well, you wanted it. You wanted the
like,
thing.
Yeah. And I think even back then, like, I wanted to do the thing that I liked. Like, I wasn't going to be limited by, like, oh, well, you got to start with the basics and yada, yada. I don't think that's a very good way of learning an instrument.
I don't think so either.
And where I work at, people ask me, like, oh, well, like, what do you suggest for learning guitar? And I usually tell them, pick up a nylon string first. It will be much easier on your fingers. But that's really where that sort of stops in terms of, like, okay, nylon string, people think of classical music or, like, Spanish, flamenco type stuff. But no, just take that nylon string. It will be much more forgiving on your fingers, and go learn whatever songs you want. And if you can't get chords down, just learn the melodies. Just one string at a time. Because if you're not playing stuff that you like playing, you're not going to want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, sure, it's good to learn the basics as you're going, but also be sure to incorporate the things you like. What motivated you to pick that up in the first place?
I think that's so true, and I think that's one thing I would like, because that's how piano's not taught that way. Piano's normally taught from a classical perspective.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like my primary, and I would say still is, outside of melodica, because I play me melodica. but the piano, they do start from a classical standpoint almost always.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky because I love classical music. So it was perfect for me.
Yeah.
But I imagine, like, if you didn't like classical music, like, you're playing the piano for someone, you're like, why the heck am I doing this? Like, this sucks. Like, I want to play stuff I actually want to play.
Yeah, I think piano is interesting because, it's something that, I don't know did your parents kind of make you pick it up, or is it something that you wanted to do?
Oh, I definitely wanted to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my parents encouraged, like, the rest of my family did it because my parents wanted them to do it and, like, learn some piano. Mm-hmm. But I was doing it because I wanted to play it really badly, and so I was already playing it, and then they were like, go get lessons.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, like, piano's kind of pushed on kids sometimes. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, there's already a tried and true method to teaching this instrument. Where, like, nowadays you have places like School of Rock or, lessons at Guitar Center where they kind of cater to your interests, and maybe piano is taught, and by some teachers that way too. But
there are some.
Yeah. And I mean, like, if I walk in and be like, oh, well, I already play guitar and I'm pretty good at guitar, that's kind of already a good jumping off point if I wanted to take piano lessons and whatnot. So anyway, going back to Guitar Hero.
Yes, you played Guitar Hero.
I played Guitar Hero, got into real guitar. And for the first 2 years, I was kind of terrible.
Of course. Please be terrible at first. Like,
that's the thing. It's like I see all these people that get good in like 6 months these days.
That's like, stupid. How that's not a thing. That's so stupid. I see that too, and I'm like, no, that's not fair.
And maybe it's just, I don't know. But it's, I remember something kind of just clicked with me one day, and I was like, wait a minute, I think I'm starting to understand how this works.
Yeah.
And then I remember there were these kids who wanted me to play in their punk band, and I had no frame of reference for that music. But they were into like Rise Against,
Okay,
and also like Taking Back Sunday,
so punk pop,
AFI,
yeah, emo punk,
yeah. And because they would dog on some of the music that I liked, I grew to resent that music.
Oh, so you don't like any emo music because of that?
Well, nowadays I'm way more open to it, and
Okay.
I actually love All American Rejects, and I like
Really?
AFI.
Okay,
So I do like some bands.
Coheed guy too, or no?
I do like some of their songs, but like I still need to find my way.
Okay,
But yeah, I do like. I will say that I like Coheed and Cambria.
okay.
I just haven't been exposed to enough of them to really find the songs that have resonated
Yeah.
with me. Of course, Welcome Home again, rock band.
Yeah. You can't.
Such a banger. You can't. Yeah. But yeah, at that point, I was like, again, listening to butt rock. But at that same time, my friend Darius, who I was in that rap metal group with,
Yes.
was exposing me to new metal.
Right.
So, because I was like, oh, I'm into Linkin Park. And he's all like, well, here's Korn, here's Slipknot.
Here's System.
Yeah, here's System.
Evanescence.
Yeah, or he was really into Marilyn Manson too, so
Okay.
some of that industrial stuff.
Cool.
And so that was kind of like, oh, okay, like this is cool too. But yeah, these other kids with the punk band, they would like kind of like make fun of me for playing in like drop C. And like, oh, look at that open C chord. And I'm just like, okay, thanks. Like, just I don't know. It was so weird.
That is
right?
weird.
Yeah, like, and
I'm sorry you had such a weird experience with punk.
yeah, I don't know. And then again, so I was talking about the store I used to work at, where my coworkers were really into like indie and synth pop and all that. And at first, I wasn't into it, but over time, I found the songs that were like clicking with me.
Yeah.
And I remember the first Arctic Monkey songs that I really got into was Old Yellow Bricks.
Okay.
And it just had this like really groovy, like driving, like the guitar and drums just synced up really well. And
Yeah.
and I started paying attention to the lyrics, and I'm like, man, these lyrics are really like. To this day, I still think Alex Turner, singer of Arctic Monkeys, is still like one of the best lyricists today.
Yeah, he's a great lyricist. I agree with that.
But yeah, just that was the song that kind of pulled me into the world of indie rock, I guess. And then from there I kind of remember getting into like, I was like, oh yeah, Reptilia, The Strokes,
Yeah.
Guitar Hero track.
Yeah.
And so I would, I'd be like, oh yeah, some of these songs, The Killers, When You Were Young, and and
Get into like Vampire Weekend too. I feel like that might.
were they on Rock Band or probably A-Punk? I think was
A-Punk
on Rock
probably.
Band. Yeah, stuff like that. And there were these connections that I was making, and like Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh yeah, which huge band for you now.
And then there was one of my coworkers specifically was like, "This is Songs for the Deaf. Check this out." And I remember putting that CD in my car one day. I was getting out of class from CSN, so I was like 19, 20.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wait, this is Go With The Flow. This was on Rock Band. And I was like, okay. And then I started listening to more, and I was just like, wait, this is heavy, but it's not metal. And it kind of changed my, the way I looked at, what, I don't know, just really changed how I looked at music, honestly.
Love that.
And I was like, this is, it really was, opened up the floodgates for me kind of branching out. And Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age has worked with so many artists.
Yeah, I think
and-
his Arctic Monkeys album he produced is one of their best albums.
Yeah. So when I would look at stuff like that, and then I was like, oh, Julian Casablancas from The Strokes was on a Queens of the Stone Age song, and then just everything, I started, piecing the puzzles, or, the puzzle pieces started to come together, jigsaw falling into place, Radiohead reference there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, as soon as I got into Queens of the Stone Age, everything just started making sense, and I really got into indie rock, and I guess the rest was kind of history.
Love it.
I think the way I approach a lot of silent movie cinema is, Queens of the Stone Age, heavy but not
Totally.
metal.
Yeah. I agree with that. It is.
Yeah.
It's heavy music, and so it fits
Yeah.
You can have a metal band next to you, you can have a hardcore band next to you guys.
Yeah.
And it all makes sense because it's that same heaviness.
Yes. Yeah.
Even though you guys are a little bit more riffy, you know?
Yeah. There's less chords.
Yeah,
Right.
there is less chords.
Yeah. But,
you know?
but,
Which
you
I
know.
love. I like good riff-driven music. I think
Yeah.
you guys kill that in that
Thank you.
context. Yeah. Very fun.
Hopefully that answers your question.
That is one of the best answers I've ever received. That was like an intellectual dive through your brain.
Sure. And, you know, like I kind of went on some tangents.
I loved it. That was great. Okay, cool. I'm actually intrigued because when I initially sent you the song that we have together on the new album, I was thinking, like, I don't know if Richard cares about hip hop, even 1 iota. But I'm
No,
going to
I
sense
do.
him. Right.
Yeah.
But I sent you the song because I was just like, oh, I love working with Richard.
Yes.
You know,
And
first and foremost, I was like, this is a friend who I just love their
Right.
music.
And
their
I was
singing
excited to
voice.
work with you on something.
I was
Yeah.
thrilled. Yeah,
Yes.
love working with you on stuff. We almost did a band together before the accident.
Oh, right. Joe broke his leg, and we were, kind of going back to like, oh, yeah, we had a jam band thing. Kind of.
Yeah, we were on the verge of
Yes.
making that happen, and then Joe had to step everything back, and so I was like, oh well,
Who knows?
I
Maybe
don't-
we'll bring that back.
maybe someday. Yeah, Joe doesn't have 1,000 things going on. Again,
I feel like I have 1,000 things going on these days. I'm in like 4 bands now, right?
right? Because you got well, and SMC hasn't done stuff in a minute though.
So about that, we were supposed to play last night.
Oh, really?
and we got cut short.
Oh, so SMC didn't happen.
We did not do our thing, yeah.
Oh, wait, were you guys on the lineup?
No, it was a
Oh,
surprise.
it was a surprise.
Yeah.
That sucks.
You're telling me.
Oh man, and it's been so long since you guys done a show. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's since the accident.
It felt like a little bit of a kick in the teeth.
Oh, that would piss me off.
Yeah, anyway.
Well,
But, you know, we got to be professional. There was another thing going on. And
yeah, they had another thing on the roof afterward.
Yeah.
They just had too many things that day. Okay, so cool. So silent movie cinema is coming back, which I'm very excited about.
Eventually.
SMC,
Yachts Kook.
Yachts Kook, and who's
And
the
then,
fourth?
I guess, 90 Proof whenever that happens.
Right. Whenever they,
Yeah, whenever we decide to play another show. But
Yeah.
Jeff and Pure Joy are having fun.
the Pure Octopusy thing,
Yeah.
which is a great name for a funk band, which is not what they are, but it's a great name for a funk band.
It's one of the names of all time.
Yeah, Harley was like, "Oh, sick! It's a funk band," and I was like, "No, sadly." And and Harley she was just like, "Wait, what? Why is this not a punk band?" Like, yeah,
I thought you said funk.
funk? No, funk. That's what I meant.
okay.
That's what I meant. I may have said punk later. Funk band. Why is this not a funk band? Like,
Yeah.
Pure Octopusy is a funk band name.
Yeah. I think it could work as a punk band, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like
What
all girl punk band.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally. What they are, the name is weird for it. I still like the music they make. I think it's fine.
I mean, yeah.
They do great. I mean,
They are
all
all
great
very
musicians.
talented. And
Yeah.
I'm jealous of how good they are.
I think PJ is one of the best bass players in town, which is
Yeah.
not something that gets talked about because she's such a good singer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I know.
so-
I've seen the sets that PJ does with Jan and all that, and I'm just like, yeah, amazing.
Oh yeah. The first interaction I had with PJ was her playing bass for a band, where she had a band where it's just her on bass singing. And then
That's right.
drummer.
Yeah. I remember. She's told me about that.
It was so good, so sick. She was so talented. Had this big like orange cab. It was awesome. But the song that we did together, I
Yes.
was like, oh, I got to work with Richard because I love Richard and I want to work with him, and he has this amazing singing voice. And then also having you do the guitar solo at the end, like everything is just. I was just really excited.
Well,
to have
I was like, okay, what's he gonna send me? And I was like, whatever you send me, I'm going to. I think I kind of like went into it being like, I'm gonna do my best Strokes impression. And I'm like, this is what I want to. This is the mark that I want to put on it. And I think. I don't think that comes through at all, but
Oh, I think it does a little bit.
a little bit,
bit.
yeah.
It feels a little more Alex Turner-y.
I think that's just how my voice sounds.
Yeah.
But also kind of like channeling the album AM, right? Because
Yeah.
that album does have kind of like some R&B vibes,
Totally.
So
Oh, it definitely has some hip hop influence.
Yeah.
Straight up. It's very rhythmic in its
right,
verses, especially.
So that's kind of the approach I took when you sent me that.
Yeah, I love the approach you took. I thought it was very interesting because when I wrote the song, I intended it as a little bit more straightforward, which I probably shouldn't have given the lyrical content because it's not the most. I'm not necessarily a big seducery type, but I was like, oh, I want to write one of those like,
why not?
Ooh, like
we can, yeah.
I'm seducing a chick.
There's no rules. You can write your story, yeah.
But then when you added it, I was like, oh, this actually works. At first, I heard it and I was like, this is not what I expected. And then I was like, oh, no, this actually fits perfectly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, because
I could have gone in and rewrote whatever.
Oh, no, I'm sure you could have. But I was just like it was so different that it took me off guard. And then I realized how it worked. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I get this now. Like, once I got it, I was in love with it. And because I love that concept of, like, out too late, not just in the context of I'm out at this place too late. I have too much confidence in this moment, but also this I'm out too late as in I shouldn't even be in a dating context anymore. I should probably have committed to someone.
It's time to settle down. Yes.
It's time to settle down.
I remember we had this conversation when we were working on the song, but yeah, that's kind of, it's like, I am 30.
Yeah. Once you get to 30, you're like, I probably shouldn't, I should probably have found someone by now.
Yeah, it's time to get my life in order. I mean, not that we don't have our shit together, right? But it's like,
I mean, especially like, we're in touch with our emotions in a really mature way that I think a lot of people aren't. And we're like comfortable with our mental health, even though it's not necessarily great.
I accept it.
Yeah, we accept it, which a lot of people don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we made good progress in a lot of areas, but we just...
Yeah. So, again, kind of like, okay, time to express myself in a way that I haven't with your song as well.
Yeah.
A lot more reflective, personal, yada yada.
Yeah, that's interesting because it is a really personal reflection.
Yeah,
which
you haven't really heard from me.
I've never heard from you, and so hearing it on there, I was like, oh, this is intense and beautiful too.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, I try.
Yeah, and then I like kind of just was like, oh man, Richard's so good at the guitar. I almost feel like it'd be like a crime to not have him dilly-dally on the guitar a little bit at the end. And so I was so excited that you were willing to do so.
Yeah. Of course. Anything for you, Kevin.
Oh, stop. Yes.
I was going to wink at you, but that wouldn't have come across in the podcast.
I like the kissy noise better. Yeah. That was very funny. Yeah. No, I really appreciate it. I thought it was really cool. And then it's like when I had Harley on a track, I was like putting Harley on a track of mine, and then I was going to play bass for it. And then I was like, wait a second. Having Harley on a track, producing a track, and not having Harley on bass.
Right, because Harley's like get one of the best, if not the best, right?
Yeah, one of the best, if not the best bass player in Vegas.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, she's probably in like best bass players in the United States at this point too. Just
and if you're a Las Vegas bass player, then come at us.
I don't know. Does anyone even like come close to like? I'm sure there's like some really good jazz bassists.
Who's the guy I'm thinking of? Oh, he was in Post NC, I think.
He's good, but he's not Harley good.
I will not touch that conversation. I don't have enough frame of reference to.
Because like the thing. Okay. This isn't necessarily something we need to go into, but I'm going to go into it because I have to in my brain.
All right.
I feel like, okay, so take Joe. Joe's not the flashiest drummer in town.
No.
But he can do things on the drums that no other drummer can do in town because they don't have the basics dialed in as well as he does. Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
the foundation is strong.
It's so strong. Well, like, because like, take the weird hip-hop beats I do. There are drummers who play on trap hip hop tracks for other people live. But if I took to them, and if I know this because I've had it come from experience, if I take to them a lo-fi beat and expect them to play it on the drums as programmed into a machine, they can't do it. Joe can do it. He can copy the exact feel of a lo-fi beat. Which is so rare. But then he can switch gears.
Right.
and do a reggaeton beat and do a metal beat and do like all the things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, one would hope so if you went to school for music.
Right. But like, a lot of drummers can't, who did go to school for music, you know? And that's how I feel about Harley. Like, Harley can do things on the bass that the problem becomes you can't replicate this with a lot of other basses.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, there's a slapping technique she has. There's some slapping techniques that some basses can do, but not all basses can do. So that limits it. And then you've got the insane pinch harmonics that Harley can accomplish flawlessly.
On bass.
That I would say 99% of bassists in general can't even touch. Because they just haven't sat there for hours messing with pinch harmonics.
Yeah.
Which is what it takes.
Right.
To get to that level. And then you have technical abilities on the guitar that I wouldn't expect most guitar players to have. Right.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. There's a lot of people that maybe I just haven't met enough people, but like a lot of people don't know how to like finger pick. At least people that I've met here in the scene. Like, you know, like
what I do?
Classical.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Finger style?
Yeah, just a lot of people don't do that. I don't know what it is.
That is weird.
I mean, can you think of...
Oh, shoot. Gage. Do you know Gage Morgan?
I
He's
feel like
in a
I've
couple
met him.
bands.
Yeah.
He's really talented. He's a really good finger style player.
I'm sure I've seen him at the showcase, right?
No, he's never done a showcase.
Oh, okay.
He's really talented, though. He's in a band. He's in Crumbcatcher. Have you ever seen Crumbcatcher?
I haven't, but I'm aware of their existence.
Okay. He's super good. We almost did a project together.
But yeah, I mean, just kind of like mentioning, like, there's certain skills that I don't see, you know, showcased very often.
True.
In the scene.
Yeah, and Carter Woodson, when he played guitar, because he switched over to bass, but back when he played guitar, he did a lot of fingerstyle stuff, and it was really, really cool.
Okay. Yeah. And that's something like sometimes I do this thing called, I guess, chicken picking. It's nothing. It's not very technical. There's a lot of chicken pickers out there that are just mind-blowing, but like occasionally when I'm playing a guitar solo, I like to catch one of the other strings with like my middle finger or my ring finger, and it just kind of adds a little extra texture to that note as opposed to just hitting it with the pick.
Right.
You know? I mean, like it's kind of like a string skipping type of thing where like I usually don't pluck the string underneath.
Yeah.
It's usually I'm skipping one and then I'm hitting it with one of my fingers. So it's kind of one of those things. But yeah, I have yet to see anyone else do it. But, you know, I don't go to shows. So what the hell do I know?
Yeah, fair. I don't go to all the rock shows as much anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, I just think you guys are incredible.
Anyway, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Which, you know, privileged to get to do anything with you guys.
Likewise.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, but I think, it was great. Coming back to, it was great having you not only sing on the song, because I really like how you sang on the song and your singing in general, but also the guitar playing. And then all the funny little ad-libs were perfect as well.
I forgot about those, yeah.
Yes. I really like those. And they changed you just changed my perspective on the song, which I think is really cool. And the reason I love collaborating with people.
Well, yeah, thank you for kind of letting me put my stamp on it. You know, it was your song, but like you definitely gave me a lot of just kind of freedom with it.
Oh yeah, when I love that. I love to like if I didn't do that, it's because I don't respect the person as an artist. You know, if I don't think they're a good artist, I'm not going to give them as much freedom. But if I think they're a good artist, I'm going to let them do what they want.
Okay. Hopefully nobody finds themselves in that comment.
No, well, I don't. I just wouldn't.
You wouldn't even collaborate with them.
I don't collaborate with people I don't think are good artists. Like, why would I do that? You know, like, if I want you on something, it's because I think you're a great songwriter and you do cool stuff.
Yeah.
Which is, I think it's cool that you see yourself as a songwriter first. And I think because that's how I see myself as well. I see myself as songwriter first, anything else I do later. But like, that's the thing. Like, every morning I wake up, I write a song. Like,
wow,
good, bad, or whatever.
I need to have that ethic, that work ethic.
It
takes me so long to finish a song.
I'm not allowed to eat lunch until I've written a song.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. That's... Maybe eat a little something. Do you eat breakfast?
Yeah, I eat breakfast.
Okay.
I eat breakfast, but then I don't eat lunch until
I see. Okay.
Until I've written a
wow.
song.
So you have hundreds and hundreds of songs, probably.
Oh, absolutely. No, I have too many songs. It's funny because the reason I started doing flows and then flows 2 was because I had written so many songs and I just couldn't be bothered to produce any of them because I was tired with production at the time. With flows 2, I fell back in love with production, which is why, I mean, you've heard that song and other songs that are much more involved production-wise than my first Flows album.
Yeah.
And that's because I while I was doing that and another project, I started to enjoy the process again, and so I got back into it.
To rekindle love for, things that you got tired of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that definitely happened.
Me and video games.
How did you get tired of video games?
I get tired of video games sometimes. It's just like, I'll get into a couple games and then just like, you know what? I haven't been focusing enough on music.
Yeah, I feel like what happened to me what's happened to me recently, and I need to fight it because I'm like, oh, that's just depression, is like I have no desire or love to do anything at all. You know?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, I don't, I'm like, oh, I could go on YouTube and like watch some videos. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. And it's like, oh, well, I could go play some video games. That sounds fun. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You can play some music and write a song. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, nothing is appealing?
Nothing.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah. Oh, no. You're preaching to the choir.
And I'm like, ooh, there's a problem here. I need to figure this out.
Yeah. And then you're like, well, I can't solve that problem. Time to go to sleep.
Yeah. Or like just coming to terms, because I'm a bit of a workaholic. I don't know about you, but I have to come to terms with the fact that it's like I don't have to always want to do anything.
Yeah. I mean, kind of keeping yourself busy helps, right?
Right.
But I just kind of fell in. I wouldn't say I'm really that much of a workaholic, but I am busy. I am busy. When I think about it, I'm just like, oh, like today, me being the bum I am, I forgot that I was coming over.
Yeah, which is fine. It's fine.
And just like, fuck, I really need to use my calendar to write this shit down.
That's why I sent a reminder, because I was just like, I don't know if he remembers. We haven't talked about it since we scheduled this.
Yes.
I'll just send him a thing.
But yeah, so I need to get better at, scheduling and planning.
Do you teach guitar too, or do you just do the recording thing at the library and then play?
Well, actually, we don't even do engineering anymore at the library. What we do is we have a class where we kind of show you how to... We use a podcasting console that has the right, gain stages and levels for recording instruments, but basically it's like a digital 4-track,
Great.
And we have all the instruments set up, and we just teach people how to use the thing, and they come in whenever they want.
Love it. That's much simpler than having to engineer constantly.
Yeah. And a lot of people would just miss their appointments anyway. So
that sounds like library stuff.
Yeah, well, But anyway, let's not talk about work.
Okay, great. Let's not talk about work. But do you teach guitar at all or no?
I don't, because
you don't like teaching?
I don't like teaching guitar.
Okay.
Because it's hard. And I don't mean teaching is hard. I mean learning guitar is hard.
Okay. And it's hard to deal with people's expectations over learning guitar? Or?
I think so. And I think people get very easily discouraged when, they're first starting. And that's why I just like, look, I can give you tips getting started, but I'm not going to be the one that's there watching you struggle.
Yeah. That does sound like an experience.
So, and if somebody already has some basic understanding, I'd be happy to, give pointers and all that, like guidance for sure, advice. Right. But actually sitting down, having a lesson plan, and not my thing.
Great. Yeah, no, I don't teach either, so I feel that. Yeah. I teach at a little nonprofit girls camp thing every year.
Hey, that's wonderful. Wait, I think yeah.
Girls Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I teach at that once a year for a week, and then I don't touch teaching again.
Yes, yeah.
And I love it that way. I'm like, I don't want to deal with children.
Right. And I used to think I hated teaching across the board, but it was mostly just that people always asked me about guitar, and then I started looking at other things because of my job. I've dived into other interests of mine, and I teach them like photo editing, for example. Like I know by no means a master at Photoshop, but I like to teach people the basics. I'm like, hey, did you know your phone can do this? Did you know your MacBook can do that? And it just things that people are not even aware of. So like, just kind of enlightening people as, getting the most out of, what they have.
I love that.
So yeah, so like it's mostly just guitar that I don't like teaching.
Yeah, I'm good at teaching Jesus stuff because I practiced that for a while in Chile.
Oh, you were on a mission.
Oh yeah, I went on a mission.
Okay.
And
a mission from God.
Oh, you know it. You know it. And I've taught piano to a couple people, just like little pointers. Mm-hmm. I tried to take them through a lesson. I tried teaching my sister, and that did not go well because I just don't think that was we didn't have the right relationship for that to be a good idea. Yeah. But so I don't think I've actually ever really taught piano. I feel like I could teach songwriting. That's one thing I feel confident in.
Yeah. It's like, okay, here's the structure.
Here's how you do this.
Yeah,
Here are rules to go after.
Yeah. So.
But piano and guitar I've taught a little bit, but most of the time when I teach it, Harley's there. And Harley teaches guitar and bass professionally, so it's very easy to defer to them in all circumstances.
And it's also kind of been like one thing for me, like I don't want to really mix my passion with work.
I love that for you.
Yeah. And yeah.
Great. Yeah, there are risks that come with doing that when you turn your passions into jobs.
Oh yeah.
But it is nice to get paid for something that you enjoy doing at the same time.
That part, yeah. And I mean, that's why I kind of started the cover band thing.
Have you guys gotten a lot of normal cover band type gigs, or not yet?
No, we've only ever had 2 gigs, but, we're kind of just getting started, and hopefully, yesterday's set I think went great.
I saw a little bit of it on Instagram, and it looked really good.
Yeah. I was pretty satisfied with our performance.
Good.
So hopefully, we start getting out there, and because I think there's not really a lot of people doing indie rock covers in Vegas.
Yeah, and I think there's a market for it. I think that some of that stuff was really radio friendly at that time, so there's people who like it.
So yeah, if you're into Strokes, Arctic Monkeys, or even stuff like MGMT and Gorillaz, we do a little bit of that too.
Oh, cool. What Gorillaz song are you guys doing?
Melancholy Hill.
Just Melancholy Hill?
Yeah. We might do something else, but yeah.
Okay. Might add in, what's that song called? Like Clint Eastwood or something? Or
Feel Good Inc.
Feel Good Inc.
Yeah.
I love Clint Eastwood.
Maybe Dare. Dare would be good.
Dare would be good. Yeah. Dare's not as many lyrics to learn.
Yeah.
That's the one thing with cover bands is having to learn all those lyrics.
Yeah. As the singer, I'm just like, oh, yeah. It's like, oh, I missed my cue. And then I just threw off the rest of the band because they were listening to me.
Yeah. I actually started a cover band for almost the exact same reason. Just like,
I want to have fun.
I want to have fun and make money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with that cover band is like it just keeps like there's been issues in getting it started, but I think we finally found the right lineup of
Emo Enchanted,
right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
It's some of the most fun I've had playing with a group.
Yeah,
it's great guys, and now we have Alex with it. It's providing that by the time we get out, it's still Alex. Alex. We love Alex though.
What's his last name?
It's like Vera or something.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Alex.
Elevated Underground's Alex.
Elevated Underground Alex. Yeah. He's gonna play guitar for Emo Enchanted now.
I love Alex.
Yeah. Oh, I love Alex too. I've interacted with him every time. I'm like, oh man, what a joy.
Yeah. He's so fucking funny.
He's so funny. He's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, sincerely one of the funnier musicians.
His impressions are the best.
Yeah, his impressions are spot on. His like he makes like these random little Instagram reels or shorts that are just so funny.
Yeah.
And he got the vision like instantly of how weird the request was because he posted on his story like the same day I sent him the text.
Oh, okay.
And he was just like, because I was like, oh great, because I was nervous that like people aren't going to be excited for it because it's a weird vision to catch, and he caught it instantly, and I was like, yes.
That's I feel a really strong connection with the guys in the aughts,
Yeah,
and just on a personal level, yeah, and we all just our banter is just on point. And like we didn't, unfortunately, we didn't really get to do any banter yesterday. But the times when we were at practice, it feels, we all feel just great, just being around each other.
Love it.
Yeah,
great camaraderie. Fun times.
And I think that's half of it.
Totally.
It's like if you gotta like who you're playing with.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Long gone are the days of putting up with people who are just good musicians, I think.
Yeah. No, I feel like someone was telling me that like they haven't had as much fun like hanging out with people in Vegas. I feel like there's like not as good people in Vegas. I'm like, maybe, but the thing is, I've developed such a good douchebag meter.
Yeah.
That I can tell pretty quickly, like,
I think I'm a pretty good judge of character too. And, yeah.
My gaydar is terrible. I have legitimately walked into a gay bar. Yeah. I've told you the story, right? Where I walked into the gay bar, didn't know for like an hour that I was in a gay bar.
Where was it?
Like,
which one?
It was Charlie's.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if
I haven't been to that one. No, I've been to Piranha.
They're all very gay.
One would think.
There was rainbow flags everywhere.
Yeah.
There was drawings of penises. All the dudes were flirting with the other dudes.
Yeah.
It was whole 9 yards version of gay. But
yeah,
I just had no idea because I'm oblivious to gayness.
I don't see sexuality.
I really don't see sexual preferences.
Yeah,
just because I'm oblivious.
Yeah.
But
how do we get here?
No, because we have good douchebag meters.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because wait, did you grow up in Vegas or no?
I did.
Oh yeah. So I feel like that comes with growing up in Vegas. You get a good douchebag meter.
Get Vegas, Henderson. I still live in Henderson, but yeah,
right.
it's the valley.
Yeah, the valley. Yeah. Yeah, because you live in like Green Valley area of Henderson.
Whitney Ranch.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
By the Galleria over there.
Yeah.
Oops, I just doxed myself.
That's around where I was at in like elementary school.
Oh, okay.
I was off Stephanie and Horizon Ridge.
Oh, okay. Over there.
Yeah. So a little more west, but
west.
Yeah.
It's a good area.
Yeah, it's fun. It's gotten a little bit more crime stuff going on there over the last like 10 years, but
yeah, I had a drive-by shooting happen in my neighborhood a few years back, but
yeah, no, I know which one you're talking about because not like a friend of mine as much, but a friend of my friend's was the victim of that drive-by shooting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, I wish I was the type of person to say sorry to about that. I just knew him casually.
Yeah.
Very, very much just an acquaintance.
But it's a small world.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying though. It's like that stuff happens world. Even in places you think are safe.
Sorry, the joke was going back to your emo enchanted.
It's a small world after all. It's a small world. Yeah. That's actually really good at emo too, because it's someone got shot and then we're saying it's a small world.
Jesus.
That's so emo.
Yeah.
I hate it.
We're canceled.
Yeah, that's funny in all the wrong ways.
All the wrong ways. But that's what makes it funny, they say. Yeah.
Okay, dope. Well, this was fun. There's anything else you wanted to talk about, mention?
I guess I wanted to plug a little artist here, just kind of like just so
yourself or someone else.
Someone else.
What? What are you talking about?
So I say kid. He's 19, but compared to us, he's a kid, right?
Yeah, 19-year-old kid.
He just put out a couple songs that he was telling me about, and I literally just told me about it yesterday.
Okay.
And
they were good.
And they were. It was the right place at the right time for me.
Love it.
Yeah. Strain and Tired is the name of the project.
Strain and Tired.
Yes.
I'll check it out.
He put out a single. It's 2 songs.
Okay.
Called Concrete. So there's 2 songs on Spotify, Light and Concrete. And they're instrumental. I've only listened to them a few times. But again, it was like, because I was going through that depressive episode last night. And I was just going on a drive. And these songs are instrumental, but they're like almost like this post-rock, very ambient, ethereal, heavy reverb, sort of. But like it was also very emotional.
Cool.
And just the stuff he was choosing, and I'm just like, man, like I hope he can play this live one day. But yeah, Aiden, if you're listening, good shit, bro.
Dude, have him come by the Discovery when you're doing it.
He works there. He works at Taverna.
Aiden,
yeah.
Oh, I love Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden's great.
Oh, I didn't. He's talked to me about playing a couple songs sometime.
Yeah,
Ah.
no, the stuff he just put out, I'm just like, wow, dude,
Really?
I fucking love it. And you know,
I love it. He's such a nice guy.
it's like heavy, right? But it's again so like the emotion is there. Like he did a great job of just kind of like again creating these the soundscape, and I'm very much looking forward to see what else he puts out, because we always talk about like tuning our guitars down to ridiculously low tuning.
Yeah.
So we kind of have that in common. But yeah, Strain and Tired. The single is Concrete. Go check it out.
I'm very excited to check that out.
Yeah.
I love Aiden.
Yeah.
That's cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Aiden's so chill.
Yeah.
He's told me he's wanted to like try playing a couple songs like at the thing. He just needs to do it so I can actually. I don't like. He showed me like one recording, but it was like a really bad recording of like someone on their phone filming him do like some classical guitar.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah. Check this out.
But this sounds great. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Aiden. What a chill dude. Just
Chillest dude.
Chillest.
Especially for how old he is. I'm just like, bro, like I thought you were closer to my age.
He's got a deep voice too.
Yeah. It's just like, not that he looks old, but just like, just the way he carries himself. He just seems
super
very
confident, chill.
Yeah. Great dude.
Yeah. If he who knows if he'll even ever listen to this, but if he does, he'll be like,
Yeah, I hope so.
chill dude.
I hope he gets a chance, but
Maybe
I'm gonna tell him I plugged it. Just like, go listen to this.
Great. Okay, dope. Well, this was fun.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin.